So I think we should move on. I think everyone should just go ahead, if you're not already, and play around a little. I would recommend picking one interneuron and trying to find some of its connections. Try to use a couple of the different tools, like the blocker of excitatory synapses of AMPA channels, the CNQX, or bicuculline, which blocks the GABA receptors. You can apply TTX to help you identify pacemaker neurons. Maybe you want to play around with optogenetics, but let's just take a couple minutes just so you're familiar with some of the tools and you can figure out what questions you have before we go out into the breakout rooms.
I want to know if anyone's found a connection yet that they want to share. Someone saying that Ray and Kia may be connected.
Okay, so let's see, Kia.
Excitatory or inhibitory? So not just connection, but also let's specify excitatory or inhibitory.
So if we stimulate Ray, we see that, well, what do we see? Let's zoom in a little bit here. We stimulate Ray. We see that it's still getting inhibited periodically, but we can keep it spiking the whole time. And while it's stimulating, Kia is more depolarized. And if we were to block that excitation and stimulate, we should see that no longer responding. So that's just one example. We could also reset that and say ablate Ray, see that Kia stops depolarizing, and stimulate other cells to see whether there's any excitatory connections left. How did I zoom into the traces? So this button here that has just next to the name of the neuron that you're recording from, says to expand trace here. You can also use the back tick. Somebody wants to know how to insert channel rhodopsin or halorhodopsin. So let me show that. So if we are recording from a cell, we can add channel rhodopsin by clicking down here. Or we turn that off and turn on halorhodopsin, or we can have both in the same cell, or no, we can only have one or the other. And then you turn the light on up here. So that also stimulates Ray in that case. Or if we add halorhodopsin and turn on the yellow light, that will inhibit Ray, although it still seems to be spiking a little bit. One other thing I should point out, and I think Olive mentioned this in a video, is that when you click on stimulator, if you press the shift key, that little lightning bolt will turn black. And then when you click on your cell, instead of stimulating, it will inhibit. So you're injecting negative current into that cell.
I mean, technically what I'm doing is I'm just adding like a giant potassium open channel when I inhibit, and when you excite, it's just adding like a giant sodium channel, which was the easiest way. And I haven't like run into any problems doing that.
So somebody's reset is not working. I have occasionally had to just close the program and reload it on the browser when things got glitchy. Usually it's when I'm playing for hours at a time, but that has happened. So you might just try that as a first pass correction.
It being laggy is probably not a problem with the server, but like a problem with like it just like running in the browser. I've tried to make it as efficient as possible, but yeah, like the browser version is also slower than the downloaded version.